ain't prepared for it.
All right, we're live here at Father's Day. I want to wish everyone out there, the dads out there, a happy Father's Day. We're in the city of Flint on Door Highway and Hempfield Road, Trumpet of God Ministries House of Worship. And we're going to begin our live service. We are on YouTube right now. We're going to be recording live on Facebook Live as well. So we're going to get started right now. I want to welcome everyone on YouTube from all over. Richard from Rochester, New York. We're going to have so many people here today from all around the world. And let me get ready and go live on Facebook. And I want to welcome you guys here. I forgot everybody that's in the house. Let me see if we're going live. And we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube. All right, let me get everyone here. Everyone at home, if you're able, if you would stand, and everyone here you can stand. We're going to open up with prayer. We're going to give God the glory today, the honor and the praise. Let's bow our heads and bow our hearts and let us pray. Father God, you're a good Father. You're a good, good Father, Father God. Father, there's no other like you. Father, we're here because of you, Father God. Everything that we do, everything that we have is because of you. It's because of you, God. You're such an awesome, amazing God. Father, I pray for your anointing today over this service. This is your house, Father God, in the city of Flint. We pray that you'll open doors that only you can open in the city of Flint. The city of Flint will be blessed. The people will come, and people will come to hear your word and the truth of your word. It's only your word, Father God, is true. Father, for everyone here in attendance in Flint, Michigan, I pray that you'll open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing upon them, and to all of our friends on Facebook and our YouTube ministry, reaching people around the world, that you would meet every need in every area of their life, that you will pour out an abundance of blessing and healing for their physical body and healing of the family. Father, to you be the glory, the praise, and the honor forever and ever. And we all said amen. Amen. You're going to be seated. All right. Welcome everybody on Facebook and our friends on YouTube, of course. I've got my glasses in my pocket. And even if I put them on, I can't see the live chat rooms going on. So I can't see you guys, so I'm not going to be able to respond or answer. Ministry announcements. I want to thank, from our live internet service last night, we hold a live service, almost try to do it as much as we can every night. Someone who wants to remain anonymous for a precious offering of $100 to our ministry and outreach to the homeless. And your name will go in for the drawing at the end of the month for just like this here. A little bigger than this one, a little more heavy duty Israeli prayer cloth, right from the Holy Land, right from Israel. Father's Day today. I want to wish everyone a happy Father's Day, to all of the dads out there and all of the stepfathers that took that initiative and they stepped up to the plate. One thing we gotta think about as we get older, when we look at our parents, honor thy mother and honor thy father. What our parents did and went through for all of us, what our fathers did and mothers, and how they were there for us when we were young and took care of us. Maybe that father wasn't living in the home, but he made a way, he found a way to be there for you. And as your parents get older, get in their 50s and 60s and 70s, it's time for young people, it's time for the children to go that extra step, to step up to the plate and go and see how dad's doing, see how mom's doing, and be there for them. See what do they need. It's not always about coming to visit, having the grandparents come to visit the grandkids. It's time, take care of your father, take care of your mother that's been there and raised you, been there through all of the hard times, getting you to school, getting you off to school in the morning. Fathers that teach us so many things. With me, I was very fortunate, because I had the best dad anyone could ever ask for. Well, how can that be, Pastor Dave? We know your story. You grew up without a father. You never had a natural dad. Well, I did, but he was never in my life. Oh, the only memories I have of my dad, and I think of this on Father's Day, is I pray for him. Today, I pray that somehow he had repented of the things he's done in his life, and that I will see him in heaven. Because I didn't see him here on this earthly realm. He was never really in our life. The memories I have of my natural father is a picture I keep of my mom with a black eye that my father had given her. He was an abusive father and he was an alcoholic. And I had forgiven him. My brother, on the other hand, who has passed away now in 2002, my brother passed away, he was killed by a drunk driver. My brother just could never forgive him. But I did. So I grew up with a little bit of resentment when I was young, thinking I never had a dad, until reality set in and I had the greatest father anyone could ever have. Because he was always there. My father, my ever father, was always there for me. He was there every step of the way, and everything that ever happened in my life, every mess that I got myself in, he got me out of, and he was a good father, and he still is. He's a father that loves us, but he's a father that will correct us when we need correcting, and he has done that. He's always been there. But as we celebrate Father's Day again, as your father gets older, he gets up in years, don't depend on him to come visit you every day. Take time, now it's your turn. Go take care of Dad. Go visit Dad. Go visit Mom. See what they need. Go and offer to cut the grass. Go over and spend every other weekend with them. Because life is short and time is short. And it's just recently that I have very close friends that I have lost and gone on to be with the Lord. And younger than me, a couple younger than I am, and one just a year older. And my heart goes out today. I don't know, I can't see if she's in there on our Facebook Live. It's her young girl. When I met her, she was only a little girl, I think 12 years old. And let me tell you, she could belt out a song like you never would believe. What a voice. 12 years old, and I played music with her dad, Johnny Birchfield. And it's got to be hard for her, because we were best of friends, and we played music together, and we played in the band together when I was young. And Johnny, what a dear friend. Come on in, what a close friend, what a dear friend Johnny was. We were very close growing up in the 80s and the 90s. We played music together. And he passed away just recently. So this is Jessica, if you're watching. It's got to be hard for her. It's the first year without her dad. So remember your father. The Bible says, honor thy mother and thy father. And again, as we get older, I was fortunate. I had the best dad in the world, had no father. He took the place of my real dad that wasn't in my life. But I always prayed for my dad. I always prayed for him. I always prayed that God somehow would get a hold of him, get a grip on him. And I never judged my father. And it was hard. But what I'm telling you now, if you've got a father and he's up in years, it's your turn now. Take care of Dad. Take care of Mom. It's your turn to go and visit. Go see, do they need something. Call them. Because life is short and we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We just simply do not know what tomorrow's going to bring. All right, worship in the park today at 4 o'clock. It's up in the air. Is it still raining when you guys came in?
A little bit.
We're going to have to watch the weather. Christy is visiting her dad today. He's 87 years young. He's not doing well. He's got the, I don't like to even say the C word, cancer. But, the prognosis is not very good. There's more treatment they want to do that's so expensive, it's just we're just praying for him. So she is spending Father's Day with her dad. And I don't have any volunteers today. Becky is not going to be able to make it. It's Father's Day. So if it's not raining, I will be down there at Riverbank Park with our ministry. And I want to thank Little Caesars and Blanc on Hill Road for giving me such a deal on large pizzas, so I can get 5 or 6 large pieces, and it only costs them like $2 a piece. So I want to thank the manager over there. So we'll be serving pizza today. Keep the city off our back, because they don't like the fact that we're trying to make a difference in the city of Flint. It's all about the money, you know, it's all about the cash. And so they don't want us cooking, bringing pots of chili, baked beans like we brought last week, coleslaw. You know, they don't want us cooking. But we're going to do whatever Father God wants. So all I know is when he called me to this ministry, I was surprised, and he told me to feed my sheep. And that's what I'm going to do. And I don't care if the city can try to stop me, but they're not going to. I'm just going to do what the Father has called me to do. An inner city outreach to help people. Because I've been there. I know how it is. Been there. Been there when the church turned their back on me. I have been there. Today I did not prepare. I didn't take a week and prepare a sermon. It's just, I knew the Holy Spirit's going to work and give me the words to say. The Holy Spirit's taken me to the book of Proverbs. This happened yesterday, but I had a dream. Old men shall dream dreams, young men shall have visions, your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. And it's not too often that I get a dream and I know it's from the Lord. I mean, it's unlike any dream that we would normally have, something in our subconscious, and we're dreaming about things that are maybe in the back of our mind. Usually in black and white, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I have no idea what I dreamt the entire night, just what this vision was that was given to me. And I'm going to use the word because we're on YouTube and we're on Facebook. It's a very popular word. A dream of the apocalypse. But the word apocalypse is kind of a Catholic word for the meaning of revelation. So that's in Catholicism, the word apocalypse. But the church today, they know that word. But again, I'm not for the Pope of Rome and the atrocities of the Roman Catholic Church. But I had a dream on the end times, and I'm going to share that with you in a moment. But we've got to pray. We've got to ask for wisdom, and we've got to ask for knowledge. And the Holy Spirit directed me to the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. If you have your Bibles, turn to Proverbs, chapter 1. And we have got to seek the Father. He has the answers. We don't have the answers. You can leave this church, you can go over there, you can go to the front, there's another church going on, you can go down the street. That man standing up there talking, he's no different than you. He's no different than Pastor Tim, he's no different than Jack and Connie. We're just a man. You've got to seek the Father. You've got to go to Him. You've got to go to Him. And He has the answers. He will give them to you. You've got to have a relationship with Him. Because we've got to have an understanding of the Word. We've got to seek that wisdom and that knowledge. Because there's a lot of churches, a lot of buildings, and a lot of denominations. And one believes this way. The Mormons are over here and they got their own interpretation. Man's interpretation over here. You've got Pentecostal Assemblies of God. They've got it all figured out. They've got their own interpretation. Then you've got your Southern Baptists over here, and they're doing things different than this church, than that church, and than this church. We got to be one body. We are the church. We're only going to get that knowledge from the Father. Not from this pastor, not from that pastor, certainly not from this one. Not from this Mormon church, not from this Southern Baptist church, not this United Methodist church. What is going on? Not the Pentecostals and Assemblies of God. They all got their own doctrine, their own teaching, their own way. But is it God's way? We got to read the scriptures word for word. And we got to seek God. We got to seek Him. I'm a little upset. I don't know if you've been in Flint, down by Court Street. They got a United Methodist Church, their Court Street Church. And it's painted, the whole sign is painted in the rainbow colors for gay pride. Yes, God loves the sinner. He loves the homosexual, the transgender. He doesn't love the sin. He doesn't love the sin. I'm sure he's not happy painting the church in rainbow colors. But that's how one church is going to, you got to understand. You got to seek the Father for the truth. There are things that God hates. We were talking about that last week. That are an abomination to God. That we were talking about that, Brother Tim. That hurts when Jesus went to the cross. That hurt God. That hurt God. I know you had a testimony before I go any further and get into the word. Do you want to give your testimony? By the way, I will not be here next week, but Brother, he's going to preach next week. All right, come on. Introduce yourself. So he's going to take over for me next week.
Good afternoon.
Talk real loud because they can't hear you.
Good afternoon. I've been searching for truth pretty much all my life, trying to find God. And in little ways, many, many times through my life, He has saved my life, literally. About 3 years ago, I had just bought this little Jimmy car, and I put my old license plate on it. I didn't transfer it yet, and I had insurance that would cover any car I was in. But anyway, I was going out to a friend who was in a old folks home or assisted living, and it was like 10 o'clock, I don't want to say, at night, and I pulled into the driveway of the home, and I was on grass, and I tried to back up. So finally the tires that were slipping caught, and they went, took me back over the road, and the other side was a ditch with water in it. And I went into the ditch backwards, and slowly that car tipped over, and I didn't know how to unhook my seatbelt. And I was hanging upside down, and I had a whistle I was blowing. Nobody heard me. I had this big dumb pit bull that I just adopted that day, and he was with me in the car, and I hung there for 10 hours. And I started yelling at Jesus. I said, Jesus, you said you would help us in times of trouble. Jesus, I did over and over and over again. But finally, I was like delirious from lack of oxygen, or I don't know, but the water seeped into my car because it was upside down, and finally a voice or some thought came to me like, just put your head in the water and take a breath, and you won't have to, I took it, you didn't have to suffer anymore, but it hurt after 10 hours. And finally I just stuck my head in the water and breathed in. Next thing I know, I didn't feel any pain, but next thing I know, I was looking at myself, and my face was all gray and dead. It looked dead. But anyway, that was what I saw on the outside. All of a sudden I was outside the vehicle looking at it, and the sun was out, and there's a guy up on the road who said, you need help down there? And a voice answered from inside my truck, get me out of here. And then next thing I know, I don't remember the paramedics getting there. But all I know is I woke up, I was in the hospital, middle of the hospital, and I had a nerve pinch in my leg. I had to go through therapy for that, and but God saved my life. Hey, you know, come on. He's faithful, and apparently He wasn't done with me yet on this world. He had more things for me to do. But I'll give Him glory every time I think of that, because that was a miracle. And some people might scoff it off.
No.
But anyway, that's my testimony, one of mine, and I thank the pastor over here for letting me share it with you. And God bless you. Never give up on Jesus.
Never
Being
give
a
up.
Christian is a very hard thing sometimes.
Never give up. Amen.
Praise
God is good and He's good all of the time. Praise the Lord. Thank you. That's similar to something that happened to my wife Christy. I'd rather her tell the story, but of course, all of my friends on YouTube, and I think you guys on Facebook know, she's not going to get on a camera and talk. And I don't want to tell the testimony wrong, but I'm going to do the best I can. Remember, she had a Mustang. She was young and working. And something happened with the vehicle, and it rolled over, and she was in a pretty bad automobile accident. It flipped over and rolled, I don't know how many times, and she remembers cracking her head on the dash and the windshield, and seeing the blood before she passed out. There was blood on the door handles, and the front windshield. And she woke up in the hospital, and they were releasing her. They checked her because she had a concussion, but she looked in the mirror, there was not a scratch on her. There wasn't a cut anywhere on her head. And she said something, I remember, I could feel the blood. She said, I was praying to Jesus to help me. Jesus, help me. And she could feel the hot, warm blood running down her face. And she knew there was blood all over the steering wheel and the door handle when they got her out of the car. So they released her from the hospital, cleared bill of health, she's okay. And she went to the impound where they had taken the car. And she opened the door of the car. There was blood all over everywhere. There was blood on the windshield, blood on the dash. But she didn't have a mark on her. Now that's God doing that. So never doubt. That's the big thing you got to deal with. Quit doubting. You got to have faith and you got to believe because He's there. He's been there every step of the way for us. And whatever mess we get ourselves in, and I know I get myself into a big mess a lot of times, but Father God is always there. There's just so many testimonies like that. But Proverbs chapter 1 we're going to talk about because we're living in the end days. And I don't know about you, but I've been around for a while watching the signs of His coming. I believe in a pre-tribulation rapture of the church. And I see what's happening. I know what happened in my grandparents' time and their parents' time. I know what happened with Hitler. Everyone probably at that time thought Hitler must be the Antichrist. Look what he's doing, annihilating the Jewish people. So everyone would tell you that, well, they've been saying this for all of these years and down the line, and we're really not in the end days, but we are. I'm telling you, it's about everything on the world stage is about to explode. You better know God. You better do away with religion. You know, I'm not putting other religions down. I'm not putting denominations down. But find a church that the pastor is reading from the Scripture and see if it lines up. Whatever he's telling you, see if it lines up with the Word of God. If it doesn't, find another church. It can't be that pastor's interpretation. It's got to be read. The only way we're going to get the knowledge is through God. This is His Word. This book is alive. This Bible is breathing. It's the living, breathing Word of God. Don't take any man's word for it. Whatever the preacher tells you, go. See, does it line up with the Scriptures? 7.4 earthquake yesterday. Earthquakes are off the charts. Now all of these dolphins have washed ashore. They're dying around the world, all along the coast of Flint. We got Ezekiel 38, Psalm 83, Isaiah 7. Everything's happening. Everything's lining up. Everything's happening right now on the world stage. We've got China is really, really upset with the United States over these tariffs, and they have formed a close relationship with Vladimir Putin of Russia. We've got a land against the United States, and they want to annihilate Israel, and they are torpedoing ships coming into the straight oil tankers, trying to stop the oil trade. We're about to get catapulted into not only a nuclear world war, but a computer World War III as well. But we got to understand the Word of God. And I don't know, I don't feel the Holy Spirit telling me to share my entire dream. But I don't get them very often, but when I do, they're bright, vivid color. It's like this is a movie theater, and I'm at the movie theater, and I can hear the perfect sound, and everything's in 3D. Technicolor. And I'll just share a little bit of it. There's a lot of talk on and every dream that I've had something to do with something going on in the sky. And there were these objects racing across the sky, same dream. And my friends on YouTube know that I've shared this, I don't know how many times over the years, 3 or 4 times. But this dream was different. There were these objects racing across the sky, and then I could see aircraft carriers and jets taking off, chasing these things, and I had no idea, what are these lights in the sky? And now they're coming out with all of this information on the Air Force and NASA, and now Donald Trump's they were briefing Donald Trump yesterday on the UFO phenomenon. And what people got to understand is we're living in the end days, and there is an evil, evil world out here that we can't see. It's in the spiritual realm. And there are demonic, interdimensional demonic entities or beings, and they can morph into a friend of mine, Pastor Doug, he's a Bible scholar, he said it best, it's kind of like the movie The Transformers. These are demons of it. They're not aliens from another planet. They're from the spiritual world that we can't see. And some call them grays, with the dark eyes and the big elongated head, and the others are called reptilians. And these are demons. These ships that are seeing, they're not UFOs from another planet in our solar system. They're from another dimension, and like I keep trying to preach, the dimensions are crashing. So I'm seeing this going on. And maybe that's in the back of my subconscious, because I'm reading about Donald Trump being briefed on this UFO phenomenon. These objects going, U.S. fighter pilots, they're going into supersonic hyper speed that defies all the laws of physics and gravity. So I'm watching this in this dream, and it's like brilliant color. And then I see explosions going on in the sky. And this is going to sound totally like, okay, Pastor Dave, you've lost it now. There were seagulls. Why seagulls, I don't know. But I was in a car with Christy, and we were just praying, and these birds came from everywhere, and these birds were attacking everything that was on the earth, every creature, every person, and they were just, it was, I can't even explain the thousands and thousands of these birds, these seagulls. I don't know, what's the interpretation? I don't know what that means. The movie The Birds, yes, but to the 10th power. You were going to say something?
I just wanted to comment.
Come on. So that really had me, and I know it sounds crazy, but what is the significance of these birds? And they were attacking everything that lived on the earth. And that's when I woke up, so I don't know what that means.
My name is Tim. I just want to interject for 1 second. Pastor is talking about UFOs. I find it really hard to believe that there's people or something from another planet coming here, because if there was, Jesus would have had people there and die for them too. And I don't think he went all over this universe to die all the time for them. It just doesn't seem right.
That's right. That's what the prince of the air, Satan, would want you to believe, but God's not all that powerful. There's creatures on other planets that God didn't create. But it's his handiwork, not God's handiwork. These are demons, or what we would call watchers or fallen angels. And we see the advancement of technology in the world today. And going back, you guys might be too young, going back to the time of Hitler. After the war, the United States military, they could not, and the government couldn't understand where did Hitler get this technology. And if you read the book of Genesis chapter 6, it talks about how these watchers, these angels, God's angelic heavenly hosts, came down and mingled with women and had offspring. And that's where you got giants in the world. All you got to do is get on the internet. You can see in Turkey, all around the world, these 30-foot skeletal remains of these giants. And that's what Satan had done to tamper with our DNA and tamper with our bloodlines. But there are demons. It's another spiritual realm, and that's what I really know and believe that these things are, that we're seeing. It's the dimensions are getting ready to crash, and we're about at the point where there's going to be a war in heaven. There's going to be silence, and there's going to be a war in heaven. Satan's going to fall, and all of the stars are going to fall with him. The stars are always, angels are always referenced as stars. But to know the point of time that we're in, we've got to study the Word. We've got to quit following YouTube people. Don't follow me. Take time with the Father. Let Him explain. Let Him give you the wisdom and the knowledge. I don't want to keep you long today. Proverbs chapter 1. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. We need ourselves to seek the Father for wisdom and instruction and to perceive the words of understanding. Receive subtly to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear. A wise man will hear and will increase learning. You're only going to hear and increase your learning by going to the Father, going to the Word, not going to the church over here on Elm Street, not going to this church over on 2nd Street in Cass or wherever you want to go. The Father has the answers. We're here to join and to worship God in fellowship, and I can preach to you, but seek the Father for the answers. Because we're living in a time where you're going to need some knowledge. You're going to need some wisdom. Because I'm not sure when that trumpet's going to sound, we're going to see some things that this world has never seen. I don't believe we're going to be here during the wrath period. I don't believe we'll be here. I believe the church will be taken, the restraint of the Holy Spirit will be removed. But we've got to understand the time that we're living in. The days, that our days are numbered. That the end of the church age is here. And you can see how Satan works. All of this stuff about UFOs and NASA and flying saucers. Because there's going to come a time when the church is going to be removed. And what better way to explain it away? There was an alien invasion. Massive amount of people were abducted and just totally disappeared. So they're going to try to blame the rapture of the church on this alien ships coming in. And be careful who you listen to on the internet and preachers in these churches. They talk, I've heard preachers talking about Jesus is coming in a spaceship. All his angels are going to come and cut the children in the spaceships. Run away from that. That's not in the Bible. But we've got to be awake. We've got to know the evil in the world. We've got to know what's going on with our governments. Know our government. Know the mainstream media news that everyone wants to turn on CNN, MSNBC, ABC. They are not looking out for your best interests. They're all a part. All of this global warming is all about the United Nations getting together to form a new world order and a one world government with a one world religion. They're even recruiting prosperity pastors and telling them they're going to use scripture. It's because you don't, if you believe in God, if you're a Christian and you believe in Jesus, that he's the only way, you don't fit into this new world, this new breed of people. I don't have time today to get into Father's Day, get into cloning and the things that are going on, the evil things in the world. But the governments of the world, they don't want you to have a child. They don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to be able to take care of yourself. They want you dependent on them. They want a new breed of people, they want people to where they're dependent on the government. They want to keep you enslaved, and they want to keep you enslaved. They want you dependent on them. So, a lot of people say what you will about Donald Trump. He's kind of like coming in and he's doing the whole different, he knows. I've been around a long time, and I'm not an engineer, but I know planes hitting a tower in New York City, that jet fuel can't bring these buildings down. It doesn't burn hot enough. I know building 7 was 4 blocks away. No plane hit that. How did that come down? Just like a controlled demolition. This government is run by evil, by elitists, globalists. And they want this. This is Satan's agenda. This is the Antichrist agenda that's in the world today. But we got to be wise as serpents. We got to be tame as doves, but we got to be wise as serpents. To give, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. To understand a proverb and the interpretations, the words of the wise and their sayings. The fear of the Lord, there you go. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Don't have fear. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. But you better have a fear of the Lord. You need to have a fear of the Lord, because He's the one that's going to bring judgment. He's going to pass judgment. We're all going to be judged one day. All of us that are born again, and all the preachers that are telling you, oh, you're saved, you're saved, and you're sealed until the day of redemption. Just said a little prayer. You're going to be judged, because you're going to slip up, because you're not perfect. The only one that's perfect, and it's not us. And we're going to make mistakes, and the devil is the tempter. He's going to tempt us. He's going to try to get us to slip up. But your church over here says, we got the answer. This Pentecostal church says, we got the answer. The preacher got the answer. This United Methodist Church, we got the whole answer. We've got it figured out. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're all sinners, and you're all saved by grace, and you better repent. The Mormons are lost. The Jehovah's Witnesses are totally, I don't know where they're coming from. The Southern Baptists, you don't have the answer. God does, and you better seek Him. Do I have the answer today? No. Don't seek me. I'm nobody. I'm filthy rags. I'm nobody. I'm just a wretched sinner that Jesus picked up and He saved. He went to the cross for. But I know where to find the answers. You're not going to find it in this church. You're not going to find it in that church or this church or that church. You're going to find it by seeking the Father. Seek His voice. Seek His face. Take time to be with Him. No matter what you're going through, He'll get you through it. Be careful what you ask for. Jesus said, anything you ask for in prayer, I'll do. I'll do for you. We were talking about that with my son yesterday. Speak. He said he was getting a little down. I can't do this. I can't do it. Well, you can't. Because you already claimed you can't. Claim you've got the victory. Satan can't have you. He can't touch you. He can only get you when your guard is down. When you got that doubt. Oh, well, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to. How many times have we been in a position where like, oh my, God, if you're real, I need you now, because there's no way out of this mess. When something happens at the last minute. He's there for you. But we got to seek Him. We got to seek Him. My son, hear the instruction of your father. My son, hear the instruction of your father. Not the instruction of Pastor Dave. Not the instruction of Pastor Tim. Not the churches on every corner. The instruction of the Father. Not this man's interpretation of the instruction of the Father. You don't need an interpretation. He's going to give you the answer. But we don't go to Him. We go one day a week to this church over here on this corner, and we put our time in with God. No, you didn't. You need to spend time with Him. He's your Father. You need to have a relationship with Him. And forsake not the law of thy mother, for they shall be an ornament of grace unto your head, and chains about the neck. My son, if sinners entice you, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. How many times we've been tempted, our peer pressure, our friends, say, oh, let's go this, let's go wreak some havoc. I know I was young once. I'm too afraid of my grandmother, so I didn't want to get in trouble with her. I wanted to be cool, but I didn't want to be that cool, because she put it back then, you get with it. Grandma, church lady, she take a belt to you. But, young people today, there's peer pressure. I got to fit in. I got to do this. I got to act strange. I got to go rob the store, say I'm going to look cool. I'm going to get in a gang. I'm going to look cool. It's not cool to God. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all curious, let me get my spot here, substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot among us, let us all have one purse. My son, walk not in the way of them, refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the nest is spread in the sight of any bird, and they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. So are the ways of every one that is greedy of grain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. What happens when we reject God's wisdom? Which we do. What happens when we reject his wisdom? Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She cries in the chief places of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city. She utters her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in the scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Only fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called and you refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But you have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear comes. When your fear comes as desolation, and your destruction comes as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish comes upon you. What are we talking about? You're going to reap what you sow. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. It's a little too late then. They shall speak. They shall seek, rather, me early, but they shall not find me. For they that hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, not the fear of the end time, not the fear of earthquakes. And I'm going to talk about that too in my dream. Not only did I see these look like UFOs to me, and these jets taking off from these ships, I was watching these meteorites or asteroids, these fireballs racing through the sky, so that made me think of that. They would none of my counsel. They despised all of my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. It's June 15th. And I don't get along a whole lot. We're going to end real quick. I promise. It's Father's Day. A rainy Father's Day. But it's June 15th, and I've been trying to do some odd job. I've been doing some painting the deck. In between the rain, it was cold this morning. It's summertime. There's something wrong, people. There's something wrong. And you're going to hear the far liberal left, the Democratic Party, the elitists, the rich, the super rich, the globalists talk about this global warming. I don't know. It's just the opposite. There's something wrong. I think, we've got advancement in technology we were talking about. But there is such an advancement in technology where they can control the weather. They got cloud seeding, they got weather manipulation, you got, if you look up on you can find a sunny day, there's something out there. And the name of that star is wormwood, and it's coming. You'll hear what they call conspiracy theories about this rogue planet, Nibiru, planet 7X, planet X, and the wormwood calls it, the Bible rather called it wormwood. So what is out there that is causing the Earth to shift off its axis? What is out there that's causing mass animal die-offs around the world? What is causing this weather, the weather phenomenon? What's causing these earthquakes? These mass, what's it, 7.4 earthquake in, I believe it was New Zealand last night, as we were live on our live service. Wake up, brother! Wake up! You need to wake up and hear this. Because you may not hear it tomorrow. You might not have tomorrow. You wonder, I wish Pastor David had told me about this, all of this calamity that's coming in the world. But if you look, if you can find a sunny day, I don't know, I haven't seen summer yet, but you'll see the sky is sprayed with these, and they call it contrails from a jet. I had my camera going the other day, about a week or 2 weeks ago. I mean, I didn't have it. I had it in my pocket. I couldn't get to it in time. I'm watching the spray going all across this way and crisscrossing the sky. And then I see a jet coming, and it's got a little trail behind it. It's a real plane. This one's a passenger plane. And the trail dissipates. I'm watching the little trail, and then it slowly disappears. So it's not a contrail. They're purposely spraying us. They're trying to, we don't belong. We don't fit in. You're too poor, I'm too poor, I'm a Christian, you believe in God. We are not part of the plan. We don't fit. We're public enemy number one, right alongside of Israel. We don't fit into this evil New World Order agenda. But they're spraying the skies with chemicals. And it's raining down on us, and we wonder why we're getting sick. Why can't we breathe? Connie hasn't been feeling good. I don't feel good. I got all kinds of stuff with sinus and stomach issues. They're killing us with the food that we're eating. They're injecting our food with GMOs and genetically modified organisms. They're trying to kill us from the land and the sea and the air. They're trying to fit this agenda. But I believe the chemtrails hold multiple purposes. You know, the government, the devil's clever, his demons, his workers are clever, talking about this advanced technology. The chemicals and the ingredients in these chemtrails, which are real, it's not a conspiracy. All you gotta do is get on your television and look up some old Blue Hawaii movie, Elvis Presley, old James Bond movie when they're out in the plane, and you're looking at that blue sky. I remember laying on the grass as a little kid, watching the clouds, because sometimes the cloud would look like an animal or a shape. And I was little, my mom passed away, but I knew she was in heaven, so I was looking for my mom. I'm laying on the grass looking. And that sky was beautiful. It was blue. It's not blue anymore. Kind of like your swimming pool that you need to put some chemicals in it because it's all cloudy. That sky is cloudy. So what the chemicals that are in the chemtrails is we're breathing it in. It's getting on our skin. It's turning toxic. And it's giving us rashes. It's giving us cancer. What is going on with Flint, Michigan water? Now what did they do? They threw the whole criminal case out against the big wigs that knew about the people of Flint being poisoned. The prosecutors dropped the case. They dropped the whole thing. Well, they had technology. I was, about a year ago, I was watching, I can't remember what video this was, and it was in New York, I think it was in New Jersey or New York City. They had a hologram, an entire rock concert being played in the sky. They brought back Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk, a hologram of him on stage doing his moonwalk. Prince Charles, they had him halfway around the world up somewhere in a hologram. So the chemicals in these chemtrails, they can put what's called Project Bluebeam. They can put what you would think is Jesus standing in a cloud. So don't, remember what the Bible says, seek the word. If they say, there he is over here, don't listen, don't go. So they've got that technology. Plus they want to hide what they call the second son. I've seen it. I've seen it. Christy knows I've seen it. I've got a picture of it. I'll put it on Facebook so you can see it when we get home. And I took this picture. I've seen it twice. Once the picture I'm going to show you on Facebook, it was at work. One evening at work as the sun was going down. But we were having a hard time. We were at Christy's sister's Auburn's, and I was getting frustrated. You know, things in the world weren't going right, and we were about to lose everything. right before we lost everything, God, why does this show me a sign of something, God? You know, and I thought it was a sign that things were going to be okay. I look up and there's the sun, and there's another sun sitting right there. There's two suns. There's a planet sitting next to that sun. So I believe that's why they're spraying the chemtrails. They're trying to hide this object that's approaching. This world is about to change. It's about to. So you need to get it right with God, because I'm talking to myself too. Let me tell you, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. Every day. I am not perfect. I got to put myself in check too. But right now, we need to start seeking God. Because we don't know what tomorrow's going to be. We don't know what the rest of the day is going to bring. But there's going to come a time when there's going to be a shout. A shout that's going to be heard around the world. I'm talking about the shout that was heard around the world. You're going to hear the shout of the Archangel Gabriel. And you're going to hear a trumpet sound so loud it's going to almost burst your eardrums. For with a shout, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven. It's in here. I'm not making this up. He'll descend from heaven with a shout and with the voice of the archangel and with the trump of God. And the dead in Christ shall rise first. Did you know at the crucifixion, when Jesus gave up the ghost, the veil of the temple was torn, impossible for any human force on earth to tear that veil? Did you know that something happened? The graves opened, the dead came out of the graves, they rose and they walked. It's going to happen again. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we, which are alive today, us alive, and remain, will be caught up with the dead that has risen to meet the Lord in the end. And there we will forever be with the Lord. That time is knocking at the door. Don't be caught off guard. Don't let these churches and these pastors fool you. Everyone, you can be born again, but only one church is the bride of Christ, and that's the Philadelphia church. Get your wisdom from here. Study. Ask God to give you the knowledge and the wisdom and the answer. Because there's many churches in the world today, but they've got a lot of work to do. Jesus, what the Spirit said to the seven churches today, I know your good deeds. I know you're calling out the false teachers and the false prophets. And I know how you're helping the poor. But I got this against you. If you don't change, I'll spew you. I'll vomit you out of my mouth. Not everyone's going when that trumpet sounds. Some of us are going to have to, that are following man and not following the world. We're going to have to be refined through the fire of great tribulation. So don't get the impression that everyone's going. We got to be found worthy. What does the Bible say? Be worthy to escape all the things that are to come upon the whole world. We're not appointed for that. So happy Father's Day. I want to thank everyone for coming. Tithes and offerings for our friends here. If you are able to give, every little penny helps. It helps to go to the poor, and with our ministry outreach to the homeless. And our friends on YouTube, you guys know there's different ways you can give. We're live, so we've got what's called Super Chat. I don't know if you guys have been on YouTube. Super Chat is just simply amazing. And here's our little offering, just if anyone wants to give. And then you can get through PayPal and GoFundMe. And again, I want to thank someone that wants to be anonymous last night on our live service. And you guys here, if you get on YouTube, go to my channel, we're live, usually almost every night. She doesn't want to be recognized, but $100 to help Flint homeless. So God bless you all, and happy Father's Day, and I love you. He loves you. He's the greatest father. Even though we may have a great dad, a man in our life, a stepdad that stepped up to the plate, there's no father like our Father in heaven. All right. Thank you, everybody. All right. Let me end it here. Thanks for watching. All right, everybody. God bless you. See you tonight.